so we can get started. But um, we gonna touch on a whole bunch of different topics, right? So we gonna start it off right now, though. So first, we're gonna start off with positive energy, because positive energy always creates basic, right? So we're gonna remove all the negative energy, and you're gonna call your power back using this affirmation, right? So say, I call my power back to, I call my power back to me from every person, place, or entity, from every space, portal, time, and dimension, from every connection, attachment, and vessel where I left it. I say, right? Okay, now cool. So like I said before, we're going to touch on a whole bunch of topics, right? So all right, the first topic, right? A lot of people don't know that they have 15 layers of the aura field, but we're going to talk about the electromagnetic energy field, right? But that's basically your aura field, right? We It's got different names for it. Okay, cool. Now, some people probably wondering what is a aura field. Now, your aura field is a level of vibration, right? That you are giving off spiritually. So now the aura is strengthened through your diet, right? A lot of people don't know that because a lot of people sit around and eat bullshit all day, like chips, candy, um, juice, or sugary food, or just meat, fast food, and shit like that. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect too. I still eat the bullshit, right? But the oral field is strengthened through your diet, like an alkaline diet, like say for example, like your aura is strengthened through um like water, like just alkaline diet stuff, like fruit, vegetables, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And okay, so your aura is strengthened through your diet, alkaline diet, and mentally, right? Now, a lot of people be challenged mentally, right? A lot of people, a lot of people be emotionally attached to certain things or to certain people, right? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or they'll be, let's see, or they'll be mad all the time. You feel me? That is closing your aura field, right? Because you can expand your aura field. Everybody has a electromagnetic energy field around it. Everybody do, right? But it's strengthened through like I said, your diet, and it can close and get weaker by your diet and your mental, right? So the field is the electromagnetic energy field is weakened based upon the mental and the emotional strength of a person. Because like I just said, a lot of people, a lot of people will like their minds is so fucked up through trauma, past relationships, or just relationship with families, or shit that goes on in the world, right? They're they're emotionally fucked up, right? But you can change that. You can change that. You can change how you think, because remember, the mind is the mind is powerful, right? So you can change how you can feel about certain things. Like I said, you can remove certain things and certain objects or certain people or certain situations out of your life. Because like I said before, the mind is a powerful tool. So you have to use that tool to remove the things that you don't want in your life. Just like you can manifest things in your life, you can remove things out your life. It's your reality, right? So the higher your soul is vibrating, the more positive thoughts you're conducting, which which causes the soul to vibrate, right? So the more negative, pause. The more negative thoughts you are conducting, or the more negative emotions you are conducting, causes your spiritual level to vibrate lower, right? Because like I said, emotions, words, thoughts, everything is vibrations. Everything is vibration, right? So when you're conducting that low emotion, or that thought, that wrong thought, like, it can lower your aura field. You feel me? So you have to learn how to make your mind and soul strong, so you won't be affected by those vibrations. Let me say that again. You must learn how to make your mind and soul strong, so you won't get affected by those vibrations, right? So boom. Now, you become what you want to become, right? And you attract what you are. So if you want to be a this is how powerful the electromagnetic energy field is. Like I said, you become what you want and you attract what you are, right? Say for example, if you want $1,000,000, cool, you had to act like you have $1,000,000 in your bank account. You had to already act like you're a rich person. You had to move like a rich person. You had to think like a rich person. You had to already know that shit exists, right? So if you are a negative person, you will attract negativity. That's just like if you going around here saying negative words to people, then you will attract that too. Because remind you, the tongue hold power. The tongue hold power. That's why manifestation is such a powerful thing, because your tongue and thoughts hold power to it and hold meanings to it, right? So you attract what you are, and if you are a negative person, you will attract negativity. If you are a positive person, you will attract positive outcomes or incomes, right? So okay, so if you are positive, you will get positive outcomes. Negativity and positivity are two different energies, right? Those traits can be balanced or removed. They can be balanced or removed, right? Because negativity and positivity is two different traits, right? This is like the yin and the yang, right? Cool. You got the light side, you got the dark side. It's just like the yin and the yang, right? Positivity and negativity are two different traits. So your body is the vehicle, right? The soul is the driver. Now, a lot of people don't recognize the soul. They more in tune with the ego, right? The ego takes over, right? That's for everybody. I was one of them person too. That the ego takes over, right? So you don't recognize the soul. Now, like I said before in my last videos, if y'all watch my videos, the ego don't give a fuck about. I mean, my bad. Keep going, shorty. What's up, young brother? What's good? So the ego, no, the soul doesn't care for shit that's going on, right? The soul don't care for shit. Now your ego care more, way more than your soul, because you give your ego more attention, way more than you give your soul attention. The ego takes over the body, right? So your body is the vehicle. The soul is the driver. Now, once you make that identification, you can identify the field, right? The electromagnetic energy field. You can identify that. I'm gonna say this again. Your body is the vehicle. The soul is the driver, right? Now, let's put it like this. So you know how you drive a car, right? And say for example, like I said before, your body your body is the vehicle, right? So the outside is your ego, right? The outside of your car is your ego, right? Now, you so you you like this car, you detailing it, you doing everything, right? To the outside of the car. You getting new wheels, you cleaning the car, you don't want the car dirty, right? Now, the inside of your car is your soul, right? Like I said, the inside the inside of the car is your soul. Now, a lot of people don't give a fuck about the inside of their car. They put bullshit in their car, right? Um they leave trash in the car. They leave mail in the car. They just leave everything that's in, like they leave shit in the car, right? Okay, now a lot of people pay more attention to the outside of their car more than they pay attention to the inside of their car. Now, like I said, the inside of your vehicle is your soul. The outside of your vehicle is the ego. Now, for the people that just joined, I'm gonna say this again. Your body is the vehicle. The soul is the driver, right? The soul is the driver. A lot of people don't pour into. A lot of people don't pour into the inside of their vehicle, right? They like people to see the outside of their vehicle. Now, that should give you an example. People don't pay attention to their soul as much as they pour into the ego. Because like I said before, the soul do not care for none of this shit. The soul do not care. Like, you can go out and do whatever the fuck you want. The soul don't care for that shit. Now, the ego cares more about it because the ego is more attached. The ego is more in tune with the world more than you're in tune your soul. I don't know who that is, but more than you in tune your soul, or because your soul is your real self. The outside that you see, the ego, this is not your real self at all, right? So that's what more people have to tune in with their soul, because your soul is your real self. That's your higher self. That's why a lot of people say, or a lot of people say that we have different selves, or we have a higher self. Your higher self is your real self, right? The false you and the false identification or the false person is your ego. You have to let go of the ego, because the ego is what is keeping you attached to this world, right? Because if you was just a soul not operating in the vehicle, which is your body, your physical body, your soul would not give a fuck about anything that's here. You wouldn't even be here, right? So a lot of people is more attached to the world and everything because of the ego. Now we can put it like this: the ego is what keeps you here in this physical world. The ego is what keeps you here, right? So that's where you get like, yo, reincarnation and coming back here. Your ego keeps you here, right? Because this world is based off, like, this world that we call is hell, right? We call it hell. This is the third dimension, right? And it's based off fear and emotions, right? And that's why you're being kept here, because of your fear and emotions. Everybody has a fear. Everybody gets emotional, right? What books do you recommend to read? What books I recommend to read? I'll say the 48 Laws of Power, the 12 laws of the universe. Now, I can read that to y'all. Okay, matter of fact, cool. Let's take it back to the electromagnetic energy field, right? Now, everything is vibrations, right? Everything around you vibrates at its own. Everything vibrates at a particular motion, right? So let's break this down. So let's talk about the 12 law. All right, this is one of the laws of the universe, right? So let me take it back. Let me take it back. Let me take it back. Stay with me. 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 Okay, boom. We have the law of vibration, right? So this is still dealing with the electromagnetic energy field. We have the law of vibration. Now, the law of vibration states that nothing rests, right? Nothing rests. Like if you see a tree is moving. Tree has energy. Tree has energy. It's a vibration. It moves, right? So, say for example, if you watch the movie Avatar, right, and you see that you seen like it was energy coming up from the roots, and it was going up. It was just moving, right? Nothing rests. Everything moves at its own pace, right? So everything in the universe moves, vibrates, and radiates at at a frequency, right? Everything moves. So um as a fund as a universe law, thoughts, emotions, and matter are energy, right? So with higher frequencies to positive states like joy, love, and lower frequencies to negative ones, everything is energy, right? So at a molecular and an atom level of all matter in constant motion. So like I said, everything moves, everything is in constant motion. Everything. It don't matter what it is. Everything is in motion. Everything holds a vibration to it. It don't matter what it is. Because if it was created, everything holds a vibration to it, right? So, let's see. Higher vibrations like joy, love attract positive experience, while lower vibrations, fear, doubt, attract negative, lower vibrations, right? Now, stay with me. Everything holds a vibration to it. Even a person, even you hold energy within you, right? So before you can attract something, you must first align your vibration with the frequency that you desire, right? What's the IG? Gonna pop back up. Oh man, they took my Instagram. You already know how Instagram be, so I'm on TikTok with it. So y'all can go follow my TikTok at I am Chosen Chapo. That's where I post my videos at. But I post my my YouTube my videos on here too. But on my TikTok, you know what I'm saying? They took every page I got, right? But we're going up on there, right? So okay, cool. So before you can attract something, you must first align your vibration with that frequency that you desire. Now, thoughts and emotions are energy that emit frequencies, allowing one's personal reality, right? Now, how do you apply the law of vibration to yourself? Now, a lot of people talk about the law of vibrations, right? But they don't tell you how to apply that to yourself, right? So, feelings are indicators of your vibration, right? So, awareness of emotions allow you to shift from negative to positive states. Now, for the you must raise your frequency, right? You must raise your frequency. Now, when you raise your frequency, your electromagnetic energy field begins to span, right? Because that's when you can walk in the room and you can feel that something is off. That's because your electromagnetic energy field, you can feel that something is off, because now that energy is in your bubble, right? It's a field that's around you. It's in your bubble. That's how you can feel that something is off, right? Now, say for example, tell somebody to put their hand like this, right? Tell them to put their hand now, right? Close your eyes and walk towards that hand, and then yourself will tell you to stop, because you don't want to hit that hand, right? You don't want to run into something, all right? That's your electromagnetic energy field, right? So to raise that, you must raise your frequency, right? Now, positive emotions like gratitude, love, and compassion to align your higher vibrational outcomes, right? To enter, right? Now you must change your environment, right? You must change your environment. Now, surround yourself with positive, uplifting people and environments to influence your own vibration, right? Now, if you're around somebody that's always kind, that's positive, right? That's on a high frequency, right? And you're around them 24/7, you will become that person. You will attract their energy, right? That's your field. Your field. What? Okay. Say for example, if you're positive, right, and you got and your electromagnetic energy field, which is your aura field, right? Say if a negative person comes step into your bubble, do you think school is scam? We're gonna touch on that in a minute. But say for a, a, a negative person comes step into your bubble, right? And they're saying all types of negative shit to you, right? You will feel that, and you will conduct that energy, right? That energy will latch on to you, right? Just because it's constant, right? So, um, change your environment, change the people that you be around, because people can lower your frequency. People can do all types of shit to sabotage your aura field, right? Or your energy or your vibration, right? So change your environment. Surround yourself with positive, uplifting people and environments to influence your own vibration. Now, focus on your desires, right? This is the law of vibration. Focus on your desires, right? Direct your thoughts towards what you want. Like I said, like I said, vibrations is energy, just like your thoughts, words, people. Everything is vibrations, right? So that's where manifestation comes in at. So direct your thoughts towards what you want, not what you fear. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Now, y'all see these people in these comments, right? Those are distractions. Like I said, for someone like me, they send government agents and people live to throw people off. That's what they do. But we're not going to pay attention to the agents or the government, because that's what they do. They send people in your live, or they send people in your comments, or they send people to your videos to throw people off, right? But we're not going to pay it. We're not going to pay attention to that, right? So back to it. So direct your thoughts towards what you want, not what you fear. As your mental focus dictates that your output energy, understanding this law often um principles is quantum physics, right? Now allow individuals to shift their energy to create a more better life, right? So now that's the law of vibration. Now that should tell you that everything moves. Okay, so we have, where is it? Okay, now let's talk about the law of inspired action, right? So the law of inspired action states that to manifest desires, right, one must take physical physical uh, um, alignment steps driven by intuition, right? So not just mental effort, right? Not just mental effort. You had to put in the work, right, to get your desires, right? Because the universe works with you and it'll work for you, but you have to put in work too, and then you send no frequencies out to the universe, right? And you forget about it, right? Because don't think about it because you're not letting the universe work, right? So now the law of inspired actions, it it works with the law of attraction, right? So ensuring you move towards your goals when you feeling guided or rather than forced, it bridges the gap between inner vision and the other reality, right? So let's use a definition, right? So this law dictates that action must be taken to create a new reality. I just said that. You have to put in the work to create a new reality. It's all about action, right? So, um, this law dictates that action must be taken to create a new reality. As desires will not simply fall from the sky, right? It is the process of moving to receive what you ask for, right? So that's the topic I wanted to touch on with y'all today. You really have 15 layers of the aura field. Matter of fact, let me see if I can green screen it. I can. Boom, right? So right here, you have 15 layers of the aura field, but people only talks about 7 layers of the aura field. They don't talk about the 15 layers of the aura field, right? So this is some stuff that I wrote down. So right here, right, you have 15 layers of the aura field, right? D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7, D6, right? We're gonna go over them. So this is what I have wrote down. Now your first layer of your aura field, right, is your etheric layer, right? Y'all can read with me as I go. This is stuff that I wrote down. It's your etheric layer, right? So this is where your energy fields. I can't see right there. I can't see. Basically, this is where your etheric layer is where your um aura field starts, right? So the second one, you have your emotional layer. Now it's in the atmosphere around you, but it's not quite as defined as your emotional layer, right? Now your emotional layer is the second dimension, right? That's your emotional layer. Now we can put that as the third layer too, because turn this off. Because, like I said, the third dimension is based off of emotions, right, and fear. So It's not quite defined as your emotional layer. The second dimension, that means the second chakra. Now, they level the aura of your 2D frequencies, right? Stay with me. 2D frequencies. Now, your third, your three, that is your mental layer. Yeah. So this is your mental layer, right? So this is your third level, and your mental layer is your D3 mental body, right? Which gives you your mental focus or consciousness awakeness. Now, that's your third chakra, which is the solar plex, right? That's your third chakra, right? So your fourth is your astral level, right? That's your fourth layer. Now, your astral body, which connects you to the astral plane and astral projection, right? Now, that's the D4 layer, and that's your heart chakra. Now, your your fifth one is your etheric temple, D5. Now that creates the fifth level, right? Which is called by Swan and the etheric temple. Now, your sixth is your celestial layer. That is the third level of soul body. Now, remember, the G4 is the first level of soul body. D5 is the center of the soul body. Now, D6 is the third level, so it is 3-dimensional frequency bands, and that's directly attached to your energetically, right? Yo, Chapo, can you post this live on your channel? Yeah, I post all my lives on my channel. Just go to my YouTube channel, and it's gonna say live. I post all my lives, right? So now you have your seventh layer, which is your etheric layer, right? Now, the first layer, the first level of our magnetic identity is composed of D7, D8 at the center, which I can't see because y'all comments. I can't see. Okay, let's see if I can pull up the picture. Pull the picture back up. There you go. Where was we at? Where was we at? Okay, right. So they'll show you the 7 layers of the aura, but they'll never show you what's beyond that, right? They'll never show you, right? So I'm about to get on live, but if you want to know about the 15 layers, go to my TikTok, right? It's I am chosen Chapo. Go to my TikTok. Scroll down until you say it's gonna say 15 layers of the aura. Now, the video is featured with Mars Worthy, right? So go watch that video. We had explained the 15 layers of the aura, right? If you want to learn more about the aura. Now I'm about to get off here. So let's end the live off with some positive energy. So let me switch back to this. We're gonna end the live off with positive energy, right? And we're gonna remove all the negative energy because we don't need all of that negative energy. So you're gonna call your power back using this affirmation, right? So you're gonna say to yourself, we're gonna say I call. Now we're not gonna say the letter I, we're gonna say I, right? Because I-E-Y-E means self. Now the letter I means identify, and we're not identifying ourselves. We already know ourselves. Like I said, words, it spells, words holds meaning to it, right? So I EYE I call my power back to me from every person, place, or entity, from every space, portal, time, and dimension, from every connection, attachment, and vessel where I left it. And you're going to end it off saying "Ashe," right? Gonna get off here. Go follow TikTok. I am Chosen Chopper. I'm about to post this right now, but go follow TikTok. I am Chosen Chopper. That's where I post all my videos at.